Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel, whether you're watching on Rumble or on YouTube. I don't remember if I ever posted a link to my Rumble in the description of this video or not. I don't know, maybe I should do that. Anyways, in this video, I'm going to get into another topic. This is sort of going to be a follow-up to, destroying property is not protesting, or that video where I talked about people protesting by destroying Tesla property and Cybertrucks and stuff. Apparently, the attacks are getting worse. They are escalating, and now they're escalating to terrorism. So yeah, that's interesting. See, these protests are getting worse. In fact, I don't even think you can call them protests. I think now it's terrorism. Damaging someone else's property is not a legitimate form of protest. Okay? It is political violence. That's what this is. This is obviously political violence. And this is terrorism. So if you started off very small, like a little bit of vandalism, just lighting some random Cybertrucks on fire, and then damaging some Tesla charge station. Then now I've heard about bombs in some Tesla dealerships or something like that. These are terrorists. These people, they hate Elon that much. This is their way to protest against Doge. In fact, I don't even think I would call it protesting at that point. Protesting would be if they used, picket signs or something. I mean, there are legal ways to do that. In fact, apparently, it's gotten so bad that you have people putting stickers, like bumper stickers on their vehicle, explaining that they got it before they knew, from their perspective, I got this before I knew Elon was crazy, or something like that. This would be the perspective of the people who got that, people who are now against Elon. And they got that because they said they had to explain to people that they got this before they knew who Elon was. That way, nobody vandalizes their Cybertruck or Tesla. They have to explain it to people who are on their side. Think about it. It's the people who would agree with them politically, who would be destroying the Tesla if they didn't put a bumper sticker or something explaining that they got it before they knew Elon was crazy. That's their perspective. That's what they would think, of course. Now, the people who support Elon, they don't see him as crazy at all. I don't see him as crazy at all. But the people who would be against Elon, they're the ones putting a sticker like that on. They're the ones who would see him as crazy. We don't. And all of that corruption should be exposed. So yeah. Also, apparently, I saw a video clip. Someone reacting to that. Apparently, Jasmine Crockett, who is a U.S. state representative, I looked her up. She implied, she made a statement in a video, implying that she wanted Elon Musk eliminated for her birthday on March 29th. Now, she didn't use those exact words. However, maybe she's trying to use careful wording, careful language, in order to avoid that. That way, she could argue, oh, well, I didn't mean it that way, like that. Because you have people that were openly calling for Trump's assassination right after he won the election, and they were using language while openly talking about Trump's assassination. They used language about like taking one for the team, and somebody's got to do it. And then they would come out and explicitly say what they mean right after Trump won the 2024 election. Now they're trying to make it less like it's not so obvious, while still using those same terms. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to take one for the team. Those exact same words. At that point, after Trump won the 2024 election, you have so many people making videos openly calling for Trump's assassination. And then they're trying to cut back and use less clear language, trying to be more vague about what they mean, whilst using similar wording, similar language that was used in videos that were openly calling for it. Okay, I've seen people using clear language, whilst using the phrase, somebody's got to do it, somebody's got to take one for the team. And now they're cutting off, now they're leaving out what they mean, and just keep it in, somebody's got to do it, somebody's got to take one for the team. Some of them are even going as far as, and we'll start a GoFundMe for your bail, or whatever the case is, meaning that they know that they're calling for something illegal, whilst using the phrase, somebody's got to do it, somebody's got to take it for the... At this point, I think the FBI should go on TikTok and investigate every single person who uses the phrase, somebody's got to do it, and take one for the team, in the same video. Because at that point, it is obvious what they mean. And maybe try to look into it deeper, see if they can find something more obvious. Because I think they're trying to use vague language so they can get off on a technicality should it go to trial. However, I think there's enough circumstantial evidence to open an investigation, in my opinion. Because they're trying to use vague language. But maybe those same people used clearer language right after the 2024 election. And maybe they even have posts where it's more open, what they meaning. Maybe even using the same wording somewhere in those same videos. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to take it for the team, and then they come out and actually say what it is. Now they're trying to be more vague about it, and they're trying not to say what it is. I think they're doing it for legal reasons, because they're hoping that when it happens, they don't want to get charged for anything. And now they're doing the same thing with Elon Musk. Somebody's got to do it, and somebody's got to take it. It's obvious now what they mean. It is obvious. Although, I am pretty sure that a jury, I don't know if it would hold up in court, but it's obvious what they mean. Now, they might be able to get a lawyer that might get, since they didn't say what they mean, it could mean anything. But anybody who's watched these videos, they know what they mean. These people are calling for violence. And they claim to be promoting peace and tolerance and acceptance. And they was already calling for violence against Trump supporters. They've already been calling for Trump's assassination and also Elon's assassination. And now, they're over here vandalizing Tesla property, Cybertrucks, and committing acts of terrorism in Cybertruck dealerships, or known as Tesla dealerships. Because I've heard of cases where they found bombs. Then you have Jasmine Crockett, who says that her birthday is coming up on March 29th, and she wants Elon Musk to be taken out for her birthday. So maybe she's trying to be vague about it too, and trying to use vague language to hide what she really means. Because there are video of people calling for Trump's assassination using vague language to hide what they really mean. However, that same kind of vague language was used in other videos where they specifically said what they mean. Somebody's got to do it, and somebody's got to take one for the team. That's the vague language that they're trying to use. That's the phrase they are using. But those are the phrases that they are using to hide behind, the law. Well, I could have meant anything. I think they're trying to do it like that for legal reasons, so that they could claim, well, I didn't mean it like that. I meant peacefully. I think that's why they're doing it. Meanwhile, right after Trump won the 2024 election, there are people using that language. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to take them for the team. And then they actually come out and say it. And they're right there in the video, they are openly calling for Trump's assassination. Right after they say it, there is no denying it. And here we are, months later. They're trying to be more vague about it. They're trying to be more like, they don't want it to be so obvious now, because they know they're calling for something illegal, and they know they're going to face legal consequences if somebody attempts something. They know it. That's why they're trying to be careful about their wording. So again, these are the people that are claiming to be the party of tolerance and acceptance, and that's what these people are doing. Well, that doesn't seem so tolerant and accepting to me. They have a weird definition of tolerance and acceptance, calling for violence against Elon Musk, calling for Trump's assassination. In fact, they even calling for Elon Musk's assassination too. And somebody even made a video clearly saying that. Except she used the name, the guy who shot, the guy who killed the CEO of United Healthcare. She used his name, Luigi somebody. And she said somebody's got a Luigi, whatever his last name is him. That's what it was a woman who said that. Like, calling for it, that's what that video was doing. And where's the FBI at? These people ought to be investigated for promoting violence and terrorism. Because that's what it is at this point. Terrorism. I mean, if they don't agree with Elon Musk, they can do it in a more peaceful manner. Ever thought about that? You don't have to destroy property to protest. Something that I've said in my previous video a couple weeks ago. Was it a couple weeks ago? I don't remember. It's hard to keep up. But nonetheless, these people, they're over here damaging property, Tesla property. You have people putting bombs in Tesla dealerships. They're lighting Cybertrucks on fire. These attacks are getting worse, man. They are getting worse. To protest against Doge. Because of all the corruption that they are exposing, of how the money was being used. Of how the... never mind about that. Of how tax money was being used. Like all that wasteful spending. So anyways, that is it for this video. Bye.